Alright, fellas, this is a little bit of a different video, and spoilers for the Samurai Remnant event, and spoilers for the actual Samurai Remnant game, but dude, I have been waking up at 5 a.m. every single day to make sure that I catch the next bit of the story, because even though I can't read it, I have a friend that can kind of translate it for me, and I can obviously kind of tell what's going on reading the cutscenes. And this is where I was like, dog, I have to just make some type of lore video aside from like the normal FGO video. I mean, it's still FGO related, but I just have to talk about this. Brother, do you see what's going on my screen right now? Bro, that is a Lost Belt tree that they have just thrown into Samurai Remnant. Dude, this is getting insane. This event is absolutely ballistically crazy. First and foremost, y'all gotta know that, you know, even though we didn't get, you know, Tamamo Aria, or we didn't get the boss costume as of yet, or the Masashi costume, there's still plenty of time for us to get those. I still think with 14 days left in the event, we could probably get something along those lines. But what they decided to do with replacing, or not giving us those servants, is they replaced them with other dudes. And it's been pretty cool replacements. Like, some of them I think are very neat. Like, I do enjoy seeing Satanta be placed over Ku. I think that's kind of interesting. I think the Tamacat being replaced for Tamamo Aria, I think is a little bit of salt in the wound. I think that might be a little bit of salt in the wound for that one. Obviously, that's, I'm assuming, the replacement because it's Tamamo for Tamamo. Obviously, I do think that, Spartacus is the one that replaced Berserker as the actual Berserker, you know, replaced Samson in the starting area. And obviously, there's, like, no Masashi there. But it's been kind of crazy. Asphotamon got in here over Arjuna, but then, dude, you just jump into the event. Let me just tell you, it is lit from minute one. It's, you know, Iori summons his saber as per usual, right? You know, you're getting jumped by Yui and Ushi-Gozen instead of Raiko, which is already more crazy. If you played the game, you would know that Ushi-Gozen is Raiko just going super nutty, broken spurg time. Like, it's Raiko at her best, essentially. She's going to be going absolutely nuts. And so, you're already doing that at the beginning, but then Chimon and Jolter are like, you know what? Let's get a slice of that action. Let's just go ahead and start jumping in there as well. And it's like, all right, this is already getting a little crazy. Then Castor and his master are, you know, like, you know what? We're going to jump in as well. And then they've already got the possessed servants. If you didn't know, in Fate Samurai Remnant, Castor and their master's whole plan that they were gooning on right now is that they were going to, you know, slowly possess all of the wandering servants and then maybe even get some of the actual servants, like the actual archer. Like, they try to go after Ryder. They try to go after Saber. They try to get everybody so that they could just essentially do the Apocrypha Grail War, but kind of on their own. They'll just have all 14 servants and just kind of run over everybody. And they already got 4 of them or something. They already had the Lancer Ku, the Arjuna, who I know I said they were replaced, but it seems like their Shadow Servants are still here. Because Yui just whipped them out on me using Raiko in the fight that I just did like 2 seconds ago before all the crazy nut stuff started happening. And so, you know, you take him out, assumingly very early on, and then things kind of go as per normal, you know, as per usual, except it's Ritsuka hanging out with Iori and Takadu, which I've absolutely been loving. The little bits of dialogue that I've been able to glean here and there, that has been absolutely sick. I think it's been very funny. Because Iori essentially just gets another very cool, laid-back guy to help him out with Takadu. You know, Ritsuka, you know, us, we feel super legend character-y, which, if you're not familiar with the term, is just a character from a previous series that's already kind of finished their journey, quote-unquote, coming to a newer series. And that's kind of how Ritsuka feels. He feels very, you know, experienced, he kind of knows what's going on. So Takadu being a little bit of a problem child at the beginning, been there, done that type thing. And so then, you know, you're going through and it's like, oh, okay, this guy's a little bit different. Or they swap that servant out for that guy. Or like, you know, Satanta's kind of cool. That's kind of fine. But then it seems like Chimon goes ahead and just whacks Yui, you know, takes her out. And I was pretty upset. I was venting my frustration yesterday in the Discord that Yui got taken out by Chimon. I was not very happy. But then Yui comes back, helps us beat Chimon and Lancer Jolter. Then Chimon, I'm assuming, does the big baby thing, because it looks like he's still trying to do what he does in one of the endings, where he, like, uses the waxing moon ritual to turn himself into a big Grail Avenger abomination type thing. So he does that, we beat them, and I'm like, alright, cool, we're all chilling. Then Yui and Ushi-Gozen over here come back to us and like, okay, we still gotta fight, we still gotta scrap, we're some of the only guys left in the Grail War, let's go ahead and let's box. And so we're boxing, we win, you know, it's what's her name? Takaru and Iori themselves fighting both Yui and um, Ushigozen. Sorry, it's a little late and I'm a little bit gassed up. But they're fighting them, which I love that we're able to kind of replicate because they made Yui the servant. That's why I'm more happy that they did make her playable, because we actually get to get her in a lot of these scenes, and I think it makes it very gas. But then, just, I don't know, I guess because they lost, Yui was just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna turn the Samurai Remnant event into a lost belt, which is crazy. It's absolutely nuts. It could, to be fair, it could also be Ushigozen, because she's kind of crazy. But, dog, it's insane. The last two collab events that we've had over here on JP, the arcade one and the Samurai Remnant one, have been absolute bangers. Not only have they both been pretty fun to play, with the Lilim Harlot, to not spoil too much, kind of being a inverse, kind of altered, you know, Seven Singularities journey as you kind of go through the different altered versions of arcade Seven Singularities, and that was very fun. This one, not only does it, and I don't know how to say this, but it feels like you're playing Samurai Remnant in FGO, which I know is really obvious, but because you just fight so many enemies, like they will just throw 18 enemies at you per wave. So you just feel like you're mowing them down. It has been a lot of fun to play because it just makes you feel like you're really going through a ton of guys. But the story, man, the story has been absolutely crazy. And they changed the map. Do you see this absolute insanity that's going on right now? Like, I'm sorry for anybody that walked into this video and they were like, oh, I didn't want to get too spoiled or anything now. But, dude, crazy. They just whip out a fantasy tree. It's absolutely insane. It's crazy because I was expecting us to get a raid because Ushigozen is able to summon the giant bull god thing, and I was assuming that was going to be a raid. I thought it'd be very perfect for the collaboration. It would make things just kind of nice to do over here. Give us something to do. It's also just good to farm and get a lot of mats and all that, so just make the event a little bit better. But then they're like, nah, we're going to go in a complete 180 direction. Throw a fantasy tree in there, and I'm excited to see how this event ends. Because I'm not going to lie, I thought, it's been about a week. I'm probably going to log in today, finish up the story, but Ushi goes and said the story is not over yet. The show must go on. Because, dog, we already have all the founts over here. These are like the only two that we're missing. So I am really looking forward to how this event is going to end. And I just kind of wanted to gas with my audience and just talk about how excited I've been playing this event. I wanted to kind of use it as a little bit of a gauge to see how interested people would be in more like lore talky videos. Because I really still want to do event summaries, right? And I'm thinking about doing something like, Tugunska Sanctuary in 8 minutes or less, or Tugunska Sanctuary in 10 minutes or less. And so that'd be a little bit more structured than this, obviously, than me just kind of getting a live reaction to the craziness that's going on right now. But, yeah, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you've also been playing JP, let me know what you thought about the current event and how it's going so far, because it has been absolutely gas for me. I've been absolutely loving it. But, yeah, leave all that in the comments down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one, which will probably be me summoning for Yui, because we're getting Taint Saint Quartz for our 3,100, login days or whatever that they're doing on JP, so whatever that is, I'm excited to be able to summon for Yui again, but dude, I'm more excited to see what is going to go on in the story. I'm so gassed.